play.
Welcome back, viewers, to another episode of Let's Play Sacred 2 for the PC. I did not know that my mount could be over here. Except we're spazzing out. It's a good thing I took a moment. I just realized I haven't activated my buffs again. I apologize for my relative lack of energy. It has been less than 1 hour since I woke up, and that is never a good thing for me. Anyway, we are in the caves of Carnach, trying to make some progress. It's been a little while since I played this character. I have been playing extensively on the console. Started a Dryad last week that's sort of a ranged build, and I've been playing that character a lot. Now, I do believe I said that was on the console, and yeah, so I got that character to about level 58, no, 56 I think, and she's in gold at the moment, gold difficulty, and well, this has given me the opportunity to be able to say that well, I was just sort of rushing through gold because I thought I might get the platinum. So one thing I found out that's kind of cool is that it appears that there's a lot more mobs at higher difficulties, so when you're running around, it's just like there's areas where you'll definitely see a lot more mobs, like especially mobs that are already tend to be fairly dense, like kobolds. Even though kobolds don't give a whole lot of XP, I like kobolds quite a lot. Fun to fight. I never spend too much time fighting them because, as I noticed when I was playing the other day, the last few days actually, when you go down to, just before I say this, I realized that we haven't been to either of the places I'm about to talk about in this LP yet. But, if you go down to the, desert or the swamp areas, which are the next two areas that we're going to go to, though not in that order, they're much better for XP. Average kobold might be giving me 700 XP, and the average mob in the swamps or whatever might give me like 2,000, or you know, like between 1,500. The jungle is not bad either, but there isn't. I was exploring the jungle earlier today on the console, and I definitely found at least one cool thing. Other than that, though, it's kind of like there doesn't seem to be a lot of places to go. Just like the just like the Alice in Chains song, most of these paths lead to nowhere. Seems every path leads to nowhere. They came to kill the rooster, but he ain't gonna die. Seems every path leads me to nowhere. They came to kill the rooster. That's not how the song goes either. I don't really sing all that well at my best, and I definitely just woke up, and all of these sound effects are really loud in my ear. Yeah, they're annoying me. These elite dragons can be really hard depending on your character. This buff that we have, Crystal Skin, which fortunately isn't well, it's pretty ugly. That's why we have a sparkly face. But, oh, I could, and I think I will at the moment, as soon as I deal with these mobs, I think I'll increase the max minimum distance of view, zoom, because that's a thing you can do. Make it so I can zoom in closer and like get a good look at my character. Because I mean, part of a game like this is like getting cool armor, and then you want to see the armor on your characters, so you got to be able to zoom in pretty good. But when, like, if you want to modify your zoom, the only problem is that the parameters that the game offers you in here are a little bit, they're not that great, I guess. This guy doesn't like that. Is it a stalactite or a stalagmite? Damn. You know? The age-old conundrum. Which totally is not a conundrum, it's just that it's hard to remember. And I think there's some sort of mnemonic, like, it might fall on me, it's a stalagmite, 'cause it comes from the ceiling and it might fall on you. And then, like, a stalactite, it's like, that stalactite's on the floor. It could go up my butt, and my butt won't be tight no more. Therefore, it's a it's a stalactite. Oh man, what have I done? So I don't think you would want to fall on a stalactite. Most stalactites that I've seen are not sized in the neighborhood of a human rectum. So falling on a stalactite is probably a fatality, you know. Other than that, they're like brittle and fragile, so it probably wouldn't actually go up your butt. Yep. These are the kinds of conversations that I kick around to myself in my own personal time. And I think that if I ever do a highlight video, that might be on the highlight video, I don't know. What's the point? I make them, and honestly, you know, one thing that I've done is just like take my own video editing software and like put them all together for my own amusement, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, man. Crap. Okay, what am I trying to do here? I see. Maybe. I haven't even used some of these skills that should be useful. The problem is, like, yeah. Well, you only have 5 slots, so okay, I did put explosive magic in there, but I haven't actually. The thing is, some of these skills are like, you'll need them later, right? When you're higher in level, because let's say it's something that, and those are spells, not skills. You gotta be careful because there's so many mechanics in this game. It's easy to misspeak. That's pretty gross. So I did find out when I was on that console playing my Dryad that well, the two things I found out is that kind of hard to beat gold difficulty at level 56, or I was around 54 at the time. The penultimate boss, the next to last boss, hit my character for more than her max hit points, and she died. So that was a bit of a problem. I think that he was at that time about 10 levels higher than her.
Assistance in your battle? Don't be a fool. Why would I care about you or your goals? I come from another dimension, outside religious squabbles of this world.
So he wants us to kill
Like
Carnach.
very much. Not even on my plate.
I'm okay. Apparently, at least this dragon came from another dimension. Well, the other thing that I found when I was playing through is that I found something pretty cool in the jungle region, which, unless you have played this game, probably doesn't mean that much to you. But we'll see if you just follow along. And if you are following along, then I hope you're enjoying yourself. This is a pretty neat game, and I think it should be somewhat entertaining to watch. When I get back in there, I'm going to try to get on my mount, but I seem to recall in the past trying to do that, sort of, and at least some portions of this area are considered indoors, and if it's considered, well, like a cave, and if it's considered like a cave, whoa, like a cave. Yeah, more bad singing. I did just wake up, and also, more importantly, there are other people in the other room, so I would feel self-conscious belting out a bunch of tunes, you know. I feel like I'm going a lot, but I did just wake up, and I'm drinking a Rockstar, but it's not in my body yet, you know. It looks like we do still have one offensive modification left that we can make for our thing. Yeah, that's pretty weird that that dragon is from another dimension. I was wondering, personally, because I was trying to read the main quest, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, it tries to make sense, and it kind of does through the first, like, act or whatever, but it just kind of breaks down, and it looks like I went the wrong direction. In this area, you gotta follow that that orange quest arrow, or is it supposed to be gold? But this is a relatively short leg of the journey. The cave that Carnach is in is not far from where we are now. Let me see here. Unfortunately, since this is not helpful. Alright, it wants us to go where? Over this way. That's what I thought. Oh, okay, I see. I just got turned around, as happens sometimes. The difference between playing on the PC and playing on the console is, say, when you... Well, there are many differences, but when you turn around, this mini-map rotates with you here, and you can press a button to make it do this. But on the console, all you have is a compass, and since I've played about 30 hours recently on the console, I'm pretty used to looking at that compass to navigate. Alright. Inventory management is also way better on the console. Which is kind of ironic and unfortunate, because, like, this should be better because you actually get graphics for these things instead of just a listing. But the problem is that all the text and all the icons are so small. I just don't know what they were thinking there. God. Yes, I am I'm doing disgusting sound things with my... Yeah, it's disgusting. Sound things with my face, and I know this, but I'm dealing with some combination of allergies and or a cold, and I don't think it hasn't even been close to an hour since I woke up, and the issue with that was whenever I wake up, my whole... It pretty much feels like my entire body is filled with mucus from top to bottom, and it takes me a while to clear all of that. That sounds completely disgusting. So you get this little res portal for Carnach, which is pretty handy, especially for me, the first time that I got here, since I was on my Dryad, which, as with pretty much any Dryad I use, utilizes Ancient Bark, which is a buff. That unfortunately gives you 20% vulnerability to fire. Guess what kind of damage this guy does? Flee, you fools. Alright. Okay. Well, what are you gonna do? I guess you just fight him. He is kind of annoying. He summons guys. He probably hits pretty friggin' hard, which we'll see. But we do not have a vulnerability to fire. We are actually strong to fire, I think. And he teleports. These minions are really annoying, depending on your playstyle, because they'll get in your way, you know. Okay. Hahaha. That's like a troll comment, you know. And he'll knock you back, which is annoying. That's really annoying because it's like, you know, you gotta figure it's like almost guaranteed to happen right when you put on all your buffs. And you're like, oh yeah, it's time to rail on this mother. Oh, god dang it. Oh, I'm being knocked back for like 3 seconds. It's like half the duration of my buff. God dang it, you don't play fair. You dirty dealer. And your D's done cheap. One thing I kind of wish I had was some sort of buff for, like, things. I think I can do this, but I don't know what good it'll do me. So I have this, that's Expulse Magic, which, you know, is alright in its own way. Oh, he just... Oh, so what, are you scared? Now you're running away from me? What, are you scared, Carnach? Aw, man. See, since he blows up, like, all the loot doesn't just fall directly out of his butt. And I just, like, walked over this and automatically expected to pick it up, because that's what happens on the console version. And I've been playing the console version so much. I just remembered that there was one of these right by that dragon, and I didn't grab it. Always get those. I think that they have a higher chance for better loot. What now? I've been touting the console version, but another thing that I should point out is that if you do have a good computer at all, your view distance and all sorts of things like that will be way better on the PC. However, getting your control scheme to a place that you will be happy with on the PC is a little difficult. I've seen people defend it, and quite honestly, defend the default scheme, and frankly, it's indefensible. I really don't think that they ever came up with a viable way for PC players to play this game, because normally the camera just sort of like locks onto you and follows you, and you're supposed to turn with your keyboard, which would make World of Warcraft trolls very, well, it would make them dance with impatience to declare your noobness, because, you know, there's nothing that a hardcore MMO player loves to rail against more than a keyboard turner. That is, saying that someone is a keyboard turner is basically like saying that they're a mouth breather. Now, I myself am a mouth breather because my nose frequently is is, well, unfortunately, it's being occupied by squatters from the Mucinex commercials, you know. They're not paying rent, and they're just stinking up the joint. Well, now, I have to say, that would be very unfortunate if, like, snot smelled like farts. You know, like, what if snot smelled like farts? Your life would just be miserable, especially if you, like, had allergies, so your nose was, like, always full of snot. And, like, maybe, like, your nose is, like, so full of snot that you can't smell it, but you're just walking around and your, like, face smells like farts all the time. So you have no friends. It's like, that's not fair. It's because I got some allergies. I got no friends, but, you know, what do you want? What do you want, bro? Your face smells like farts. So, I haven't done this, but you can walk south from there, and there's a town. I didn't mean to go that direction. I just went there on accident. I went there the first time that I played through this and got to this chapter. I went down to that town first. I think just so I could grab a redstone or something. But it's not necessary. If you need to clear up space in your inventory, which is pretty inconceivable because there was a vendor not very far back, but you can always just scrap stuff that isn't really valuable, you know. That's one huge improvement to this game from the previous one, is the ability to scrap stuff anywhere.
The answers to your questions can be found in the High Temple of the Lost City. Once this was
I am
Okay.
indebted to you.
So what we need now is to go to the oh, I guess I did get that treasure chest, the High City, and this is in the jungle, because I think what's supposed to be in there is the key to the Great Machine, so you can get into the Great Machine, because I think there's supposed to be something wrong with the Great Machine that's causing it to leak T energy, and that's what's making all these weird creatures. If you go to the east of the Elven area, around where that big lake is, that's kind of between the Elven area, the swamp area, and the desert area, which actually I could try to show you. It's over here. That's the top part of the lake. But if you go around there on the east coast of the lake, you can see a lot of that stuff, and when you get into that region, there will be a lot of tea energy monsters. They're like, what? I get my energy from tea. What do you want? You know, I don't like coffee, I like tea. Yes, that's why I drink tea. Oh man, so we got ourselves a resurrection monolith and a portal here. It'll be a little bit of a short video, but I think that's about good for right now. So this is Bezlonir, signing out of another episode of Let's Play Sacred 2 for the PC. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you next time, viewer. Unless you're hiding from me. I'm very upset that you're hiding from me. Please don't hide from me.